Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the online class. So today in this session, we people are going to discuss regarding economic lesson, which is the third chapter of your syllabus, means economic lesson. That is national income and sectoral aspects of the Indian economy, isn't it? National income and sectoral aspects of the Indian economy. Yes. So in this chapter, you people are going to learn about the concepts of national and per capita incomes. Yes, national incomes and the capital of the per capita income also you are going to learn. Yes, not only that, the growth of Indian economy through the growth of different sectors, the importance of small scale industries in India, and identify the reasons for the sorry not that you are not going to learn here. Yes, because you know the reason of this COVID-19, government reduced your part. Yes, so in that part, that fourth point will come to you. Yes, it will not come to you. Yes, so let us move a national and per capita income. Yes, so let us know about the national and per capita income. Yes, wait for a minute. Let me explain it properly. We all work to earn income. Income means rupee. Yes, we all work to earn money or income. Our prosperity or poverty depends on the income we earn. Yes, our prosperity or poverty depends upon our income. Yes, this is true of a country also. Higher the income generated in a country, more prosperous the country is, and vice versa. Yes, you may have wondered why some countries are poor. Like example also, I will give you like Kenya. Yes, and some are very rich. Example USA. Yes, so our India comes in development country. Yes, our India considered as a development country. Yes, others are lagging behind, like some of the countries were lagging behind, such like African countries. Yes, the African countries are less developed despite having rich natural resources. Yes, see why the countries were become a lagging behind, why countries become a lagging behind, and they were very poor in getting income, because all the countries have less developed, that also in a natural resources they are not having development, and they were not having a natural resources. Do you know which all are the natural resources? When you will get this video, write which all are the natural resources we are having in our nation. Yes, thus it is not merely the possession of natural resources that decides the level of development, but also how far these resources are converted into useful goods and services for generating income and wealth. Yes, the level of development is always dependent on the basis of natural resources. Yes, natural income refers to the total value of goods and services produced annually in a country. Simon Kunitz has defined national income like the net output of commodities and services flowing during the year from the country's productive system in the hands of the ultimate consumers. Yes, always output and input always depends on the ultimate consumers. Yes, the productivity of the particular country. Yes, country's productive system in the hands of the ultimate consumers. Yes, consumers are main resources here. Yes, consumers are very important in this country, means productivity system. Yes, Since ultimately individuals are recipients of income, the total income occurring to a country from economic activities in a year's time is known as national income. Yes, take a pencil and I am going to tell you the definition of the income. Put the underline for that. Yes, so, ultimately individuals are recipients of income from there onwards. Yes, according to Simon, the definition of national income is the that bracket which was the given already bracket in bracket the net output of the commodities and services following during the year from the country's productive system in the hands of the ultimate consumers. Yes, that is according to the Simon. Yes, so according to our Indian income means ultimately individuals are recipients of income. The total income occurring to a country from economic activities in a year's time is called as a national income. This much there were two definitions. Yes, according to Simon and according to the Indian government or Indian nation. It includes payments made to all individuals in the form of wages, interest, rent, and profits. Yes, individuals in the form of wages, interest, rent, and profits. Okay, these all are the includes of the payments. Yes, naturally, national income indicates the size of the country's productivity system. Yes, not only productivity system, volume of consumption, savings, and investments made in various sectors as well as its transactions with other countries. Yes, however, unlike the measurements of individual income, the measurement of a nation's income is very difficult and involves complex procedures. Yes, measuring the level and rate of growth of the national income is important for observing. Yes, so which are the observation means measuring level observations. The first observation is the rate of the economic growth. Second second observation is changes in average living standards, and the third observation the measuring level and the rate. Yes, those observations are changing in the distribution of income. These were the three important observation of the measuring level and rate. Yes. Next comes per capital or per capita income. Yes, per capita income means the average income of the people of a country in a particular year is called per capita income. Yes, it is always identified by PCI, particular, yes, capita or per capita income. PCI, per capita income. Yes, see, per capita income means it is average income of the people. It is average income of the people who were living in a country, particularly year income. A one whole year income is called as the per capita income. Yes. For instance, in order to find out the per capita income for 2011, the national income of a country in 2011 is divided by the population of a country in that year. Yes. So, instance in order to find out the means to find out the per capita income of 2011. Yes. What if anybody asked you what is the per capita income of the year 2011 means how to calculate it? You can see that particular box. So according to the one whole year's population, population the country's population is always divided by the per capita income. Yes, but how to divide it? See, you need to find out the per capita income, isn't it? So national income divided by the population. Yes, the year of the national income you have to mention. Yes, example, the year of the national income is, take an example, the year of the national income is 2 crore. Yes, understood. The national income I am talking. Understood? So that 2 crore national income, you have to divide the overall population of the that particular year. Yes. So now you are going to now you wanted to get a per capita income of the 2011 or to take 2020. Yes. So national income. The national income of the 2020 you have to mention. Yes. That national income you have to divide it the 2020's population. Yes. Then you will get the answer. Yes. So per capita income helps us to know the average income and standard of living of the people. Here, per capita income helps us to know the population in that particular area, particular year, and the per capita income is also helps us to get the average of the national income of that year. Yes, but it is not very reliable because in every country the distribution of national income is unequal and a major portion of it goes to the richer section of the society. The income received by the common man is lower than the per capita income. Always income will be received by the common person. Yes, understood, who is lower than the per capita income. Yes, now comes national and per capita income of India. National and per capita income of India. Let us talk about the Indian national and the per capita income. Yes, in India the central statistical. Yes, in India, the Central Statistical Organization, which is also called CSO. C means Central, S means Statistical, O means Organization. Central Statistical Organization estimates and publishes the national income data. Okay, data you know? Yes. I hope you already learned in 6th data handling, you already learned in mathematics. Yes, if you know the data handling, then you will come to know this one. Yes, the national income of India has grown from rupees 2,69,728 crore in 1950 and 51. Yes, the national income of India during the year of 1950 to 51 is 2,69,724 crore. Yes, understood. So from 2 lakh to 94 lakh 266 crore in 214 to 15. Yes, the national income of 2014 and 50 is more than 1950 and 51. Yes, isn't it? So in 1950 and 51, the national income is, yes, our Indian national income is 2,69,724 crore. But in the year 2014 and 15, the national income is in India 94 lakh 266 crore. Yes, at consistence 2011 and 12 prices. According to the 2011 and 12 prices, the national income of India in the year 2014 and 15 is 94 lakh 266 crore. Yes, see, this indicates more than 34 times rise our 65 years. Yes, so it means, it shows that every year, every 10 years or every 5 years we will get a growth in national and per capita income. Yes, however, this growth has neither been uniform nor steady during this period. The per capita income has also increased almost 10 times from rupees 7,513 to rupees 74,193 during the same period. Yes, means if the national per capita, sorry, not national, if the per capita income is 7,513, so it increases for 10 times for 10 years. Yes, means 74,193. Understood? The trends in national and per capita income of India are presented in a table. Yes, so in table you can come to know that the national income and per capita income of India. Yes, the table, that also from the table 1950 to 51 to 2014 to 15. Yes, so let us know the national income, that also in rupees crore. Yes, so per capita income will count it as a rupees. Yes, so you people are able to see the year current prices. Yes, the yearly current prices you can see, and yearly constant prices also you can see. Yes, that also national income and per capita income. Yes, so while looking this table you can understand the differentiation between per capita income and national income. Yes, so here the major difference is national income is always in a rupees of a crores. Yes, but per capita income it is always in the form of rupees. Yes, see, in the year 1950 and 51 you can see the following table. Yes, I hope you people are able to see that table. Yes, if you are not able to see on desktop, yes, at present you are not able to see, so open your textbook and you can see the table. How the every 10 years the national income becomes per capita income. Means what all the current prices are there and constant prices are there according to the per capita income, that also according to rupees, how the current prices are there and the constant prices are there. Means yearly, every 10 year the development or the income gets changes. Yes, those changes you can see. Yes, let us move for the box. Look at that box. The World Bank's assessment of the Indian economy. Yes, India's national income crossed the 2 trillion mark in 2014. Yes, after taking 60 years to reach the 1 trillion mark, India added the next trillion in just 7 years. Yes, to get the 2 trillion, that also marked in the year 2040, and after taking 60 years to reach 1 trillion, India added the next trillion in a just 7 years. Yes, the Indian economy at rupees 2.06 trillion has more than quadrupled from the start of this millennium. Do you know what is mean by the quadruple? When you will get this word market now itself, then afterward you get the meaning of that word and send it to me through the Google app. Either you can send WhatsApp also, but don't follow the WhatsApp. Maximum you try to follow Google app only. Yes. Next one. The World Bank data also shows that India's per capita income rose to dollar 1,610. Yes, according to it's according to the dollar. It's a form of the dollar, but if you take it in a rupee, if you convert it in Indian rupee, it around rupees 1 lakh. Yes, $1,610 a year during 2014. It would take India a little more than a decade to rise from its current lower middle income category to the upper middle income level. Yes. So according to this, you can see the two kind of income levels: the lower middle income and upper middle income. Yes. So now comes sectoral shares and growth of income in India. Any economy consists of many activities because people need various goods and services for consumption. Yes, these activities differ on the basis of raw materials used by them and the purpose for which the production is carried out. Food items, whether they were food items, grains, vegetable, fruits, milk, fish, etc., etc. Yes, these all are the production. Yes, these all needs a raw materials. Understood? These all are produced using mainly the natural resources, and most of them are directly consumed. These goods are bulky and cannot be stored easily. Food, grain, vegetable, fruit, milk, fish. We cannot directly store them so easily. Understood? We need some important sources to store them. Yes. See, these are also called the goods only. Understood? Many other goods are manufactured. Manufactured means tayarisudu. Yes. Many other goods are manufactured. Therefore, raw materials are transformed into more usable and storable forms. Yes. Example I will give you. If you people are going to manufacture the pages, yes, paper, take paper. Okay, if you want to manufacture the paper, so you need some raw materials to produce it. Understood? Next, thus cotton is transformed into cloth, iron ore into steel, wood into furniture, limestone into cement. So etc are also called a raw materials. Understood? See, if you get a cotton now, a cotton is a raw material for the cloth. Okay, by using raw material of that cotton only you can prepare the cloth, isn't it? Yes. So iron ore, by using iron ore is a raw material. By using that only you can prepare or you can produce the steel. Yes. Wood is a raw material. By using wood you can prepare furnitures. Yes. Windows, doors, chairs. Yes, etc., etc. Then we also need services provided by different peoples. These services must be used as they are provided and cannot be stored. Because of this, they are more valuable. The coaching by your teacher, treatment by your doctor, transportation by your driver, finance from your banker, communication by your mobile service of operator, etc., etc. These all were called as a services. Yes. See, services means like teacher. Teacher always used to teach you, or to teacher always used to coach you for the education. Yes. And doctor always used to treat you. Yes, he always used to give you treatment. Yes. And driver for your transportation. Yes. And banker always used to be a financier. Communication, first of all, communication means it will come as a newspaper, telephone, mobile services, etc., etc. These all are called as a services. Yes. Next, it is customary to classify the above activities as falling into three sectors. Yes, all customary were classified into three sectors. The first sector is called primary sector, and the second one secondary sector, and the third one is tertiary sector. Primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. These were the three sectors to learn here. Yes. So let us see the primary sector. The primary sector consists of all nature-based, yes, all nature-based activities like agriculture and allied activities like sericulture, horticulture, animal husbandry, poultry, fishery, yes, and floriculture. These all are called primary sector. Yes, in very easy method you have to keep this primary sector means all the nature based activities. Yes, agriculture, animal husbandry, poultry, fishery, yes, etc., etc. The important, what is the important of this primary sector is, let us know the important of the primary sector. Yes, in the primary sector agriculture is the predominant activity and has the largest share in national income. So let us concentrate on the role and importance of agriculture in the Indian economy. Even today it is considered to be the backbone of our economy. Yes, so you know that agriculture is main occupation of the people of our nation. Yes, so that only called the backbone of our country, isn't it? And next one, secondary sector. Secondary sector also called a manufacturing sector. Secondary sector means the manufacturing sector converts raw materials into finished products. Yes, raw materials, by using raw materials making a goods. Yes, see, like you know that cloth, cotton is a raw material to produce the cloth, and iron ore is a raw material to produce the steel. Yes, in the same way, usually the secondary sector consists of all the industrial activities. You know what is industrial? Yes, what is industry and what is mean by the industrial? Yes, industrial means factories. You can tell it as a factory activities. Yes, along with construction of power generation. Yes, however, industrial activity is a dominant and important activity in our nation. Not only that, let us know, not only that, the industrial sector, the importance of industrial sector has been increasing after independence as discussed below. Yes, so industry contributes nearly one third of national income. Yes, has helped in building the basic in infrastructure like transportation, power and communications, and produces of wide array consumer goods with which you use in your daily life. Yes, so what all the things you people are using in your life, day to day life, whether it is your mobile, laptop, television, vehicle, bike, yes, and charger, yes, all the technologies, yes, and your fridge, cylinder, along with your shoes, clips, watch, bangles, all the things will consider as a secondary sector or industrial sectors. Yes, those all will comes in a consumer goods. Yes, so now goes to the tertiary sector. Yes, tertiary sector is also called service sector. Tertiary sector is also called service sector. It has been growing at a fast rate throughout the world, including India. Yes, so this third tertiary sector was getting grown up. Yes, as throughout the year. you will be you will be astonished to see the number of different types of shops, telephone services, educational institutions, hospitals, health centers, hotels, restaurants, financial and banking establishments, coaching, training and consultancy activities and social service agencies around. Yes, so these all which all are now, which all I have read, which all we are discussing, these all comes in a tertiary sexes. Tertiary sector. Yes. All these services aim at making your life more comfortable and valuable. Hence, it is important to know the role and importance of service sector in our economy. Service sector is the largest contributor to the national income at 59% and employs about 28% of workers. It has helped in attracting huge amount of foreign capital and in earning large sums of foreign exchange. In India, India earned rupees 5 lakh crore, 5 lakh crores through export of services in 2014 and 15. Yes. So in this third sector, which is called a service sector, in this sector, by using this sector, you can see, you can product like hospitals, institution, educational institutions, telephone services, yes, shops, goods good shops and health centers, hotels, restaurants, and banking and financial ATM machine, all the kinds of things will come in this service sector. Yes, because this all the which all are the in which all are the part of a service sectors, those all the kinds of things day to day life we people are using. Yes, because those all the technologies which we used to call as a technologies and techniques, all the things make our life very comfortable and very valuable also. Yes, so sector wise shares and growth rates of national income. The sector wise shares have changed over time. The following chart shows, you can see in your textbook the services. Yes, service, industries and agriculture, these all the figures you can see in the chart number. The figure which is also called changes in sectoral shares of GDP in India. GDP means, you know what is GDP. If you don't know, then get the meaning of GDP. Tell me the what is meaning of the GDP. Yes, so let us move for the next one. So you have completed this one already. I hope you have completed this one. So let us move for the next one. The chart clearly. Yes, look at the chart and look at in your textbook. Open your textbook and look at the chart. In that chart, you can see clearly that chart shows the declining importance of the primary sector and the growing importance of the tertiary sector. Yes, in this chapter you can see the decline of the primary sector and the growing sector is service sector, which is also called tertiary sector. The industrial activities has also expanded. Growth rate of income by sectors is given in the table. Yes, you can follow the table, you can see the table. In the period 1951 to 1965, the agriculture the rate was 3.13 and the industrial rate was 6.61 and the service rate was 4.58. Yes, so including all the three sectors, the national income of our India is 4.09. Yes. So let us know the 1951 to up to 2013, the agriculture rate is 3. Yes, 3.00 and the industrial rate is that also of GDP by sectors. Yes, that also per annum. Understood? 5.414 and the service sector 6.13 and the national income of these all the three sectors 4.97. Yes, so you can see the chart that national income is higher than 1951 to 65. Yes. The data shows that while the growth of the service sector is the highest, higher than agriculture sector, yes, which is also called primary sector, Agriculture has grown at very low rates. Yes, because it's declining in front of the sector of this, which one with this service sector. Yes, so because we all are adopting technologies and techniques. Yes, instead of using a primary sector. Yes, that's what the agriculture sector become decline, and the third sector, which is also called service sector, that service sector gets more valuable and make our life very comfortable. Yes, that's why we adopted the service sector. Yes, so up to here you people have learned. So however, the government reduced a portion. So in that reduced portion, the small scale industries. Yes, then problems of small scale industries, agriculture distress, and remedies to for Chris. These 3 points were reduced from your chapter. Yes. So in the next chapter we will meet. Until then, take care of yourself. We'll meet in the fourth lesson. Yes.